What are the general steps you take when planning an event?
When planning an event, I typically follow a structured approach. First, I define the event's purpose and objectives. Next, I create a detailed budget and timeline. I then select a venue and coordinate logistics, including catering, entertainment, and technology needs. Throughout the process, I maintain open communication with clients and vendors to ensure everything aligns with the vision. Finally, I conduct a post-event evaluation to gather feedback and identify areas for improvement.
How do you handle multiple events at the same time?
I prioritize effective time management and organization. I use project management tools to keep track of deadlines and tasks for each event. I also delegate responsibilities to team members when possible, ensuring that everyone is clear on their roles. Regular check ins help me stay updated on progress and address any issues promptly. This approach allows me to maintain high standards across all events without compromising quality.
Can you describe a challenging event you planned and how you overcame the obstacles?
One of the most challenging events I planned was a corporate conference with a tight deadline. A week before the event, our keynote speaker canceled due to unforeseen circumstances. I quickly reached out to my network and secured a replacement speaker who was equally engaging. I also communicated transparently with the client about the change, which helped manage their expectations. The event turned out to be a success, and the client appreciated our quick problem-solving skills.
What information do you request during the interview process with a potential client?
I typically ask clients about their goals for the event, the target audience, and any specific themes or messages they want to convey. Understanding their budget and preferred timeline is also crucial. I inquire about past events they've hosted to gauge their preferences and expectations. This information helps me tailor my planning approach to meet their needs effectively.
How do you ensure that an event stays within budget?
I start by creating a detailed budget that outlines all potential expenses. I regularly track spending against this budget and look for areas where I can cut costs without sacrificing quality. I also negotiate with vendors to secure the best rates and explore alternative options if necessary. By maintaining a close eye on the budget throughout the planning process, I can make informed decisions that keep the event financially viable.
What do you think makes a successful event?
A successful event is one that meets or exceeds the client's objectives while providing a memorable experience for attendees. Key elements include thorough planning, effective communication, and attention to detail. I believe that understanding the audience's needs and preferences is crucial, as well as having contingency plans in place to address any unexpected issues. Ultimately, a successful event leaves a lasting impression and achieves its intended goals.
How do you handle last minute changes or unexpected issues during an event?
I remain calm and composed when faced with last-minute changes. My approach is to assess the situation quickly and determine the best course of action. For example, if a vendor cancels, I have backup options ready to implement. I also communicate transparently with my team and the client to keep everyone informed. Flexibility and quick problem solving are essential in event planning, and I always strive to turn challenges into opportunities for improvement.
Can you describe your experience with budgeting for events?
I have extensive experience managing event budgets, which involves creating detailed financial plans that outline all expected costs. I track expenses closely and regularly update the budget to reflect any changes. I also prioritize spending based on the event's goals, ensuring that funds are allocated effectively. For instance, if we need to cut costs in one area, I look for alternative solutions that maintain quality without exceeding the budget.
What strategies do you use to market an event?
I utilize a mix of digital and traditional marketing strategies to promote events. This includes social media campaigns, email newsletters, and partnerships with influencers or local businesses. I also create engaging content that highlights the event's unique features and benefits. Additionally, I leverage event registration platforms to streamline the sign-up process and gather data on attendees, which helps tailor future marketing efforts.
How do you ensure effective communication with clients and vendors?
I prioritize clear and consistent communication throughout the planning process. I set up regular check ins with clients to discuss progress and address any concerns. For vendors, I provide detailed briefs and timelines to ensure everyone is on the same page. I also use project management tools to share updates and documents, which helps keep all parties informed and engaged. This proactive communication fosters strong relationships and minimizes misunderstandings.
What is your experience with vendor management?
I have extensive experience in vendor management, which includes sourcing, negotiating contracts, and maintaining relationships. I believe in building strong partnerships with vendors to ensure smooth collaboration. For example, I regularly communicate with vendors to clarify expectations and timelines. I also conduct performance reviews after events to assess their service and provide feedback, which helps improve future collaborations.
Describe a time when you had to work with a difficult client. How did you handle it?
I once worked with a client who had very specific and changing requirements for their event. To manage the situation, I scheduled a meeting to clarify their vision and expectations. I listened actively to their concerns and provided options that aligned with their goals while also setting realistic boundaries. By maintaining open communication and demonstrating flexibility, I was able to build trust and ultimately deliver an event that exceeded their expectations.
How do you handle stress during high pressure situations?
I handle stress by staying focused and maintaining a positive attitude. I practice mindfulness techniques, such as deep breathing, to keep calm during high pressure situations. I also break tasks into smaller, manageable steps to avoid feeling overwhelmed. When challenges arise, I prioritize problem solving and seek support from my team, which helps distribute the workload and fosters a collaborative environment.
What types of events do you enjoy planning the most and why?
I particularly enjoy planning corporate events because they often involve strategic objectives and the opportunity to create impactful experiences for attendees. I find it rewarding to help companies communicate their brand message and foster connections among participants. However, I also appreciate the creativity involved in planning social events, such as weddings, where I can bring a couple's vision to life and create memorable moments for them and their guests.
How do you approach creating a theme for an event?
When creating a theme for an event, I start by understanding the client's vision and objectives. I gather insights about the target audience and the message they want to convey. From there, I brainstorm ideas that align with the event's purpose and consider elements like color schemes, decor, and activities that can enhance the theme. I also look for inspiration from current trends and past successful events. Once I have a solid concept, I present it to the client for feedback and make adjustments as needed.
Can you give an example of how you've used feedback to improve future events?
After a recent corporate retreat, I collected feedback through surveys and informal discussions with attendees. Many participants expressed a desire for more networking opportunities. I took this feedback seriously and implemented structured networking sessions in the next event, which resulted in higher engagement and positive responses. By actively seeking and applying feedback, I continuously improve the quality of my events.